Hello YouTube, welcome to another one of my dueling videos. And today I have for you a Cosmo Brain deck featuring Dark Magicians and Silent Magician. So this deck, obviously the first thing you're going to notice is that it is super expensive. This is one of those decks where you just want to grab your wallet and throw it at your opponent and hope that you win. So let's get into the build. We're going to have one Silent Magician level 8, pretty standard, along with the 3 Silent Magician. The targets for your Silent Magician are going to be 3 Legion Fin Jester and 2 Magician's Rod. Legion is really good because you can immediately get your Dark Magician to your hand, and then you can go into your Cosmo Brain plays and so on and so forth. Magician's Rod is really good because you can search your Dark Magic Attack, 1000 Knives, and Dark Magic Curtain. I'm running 21 cards because I didn't want to cut anything. Honestly, I wanted to keep the 2 knives and the 2 Dark Magic Attack, and if I cut a Jester, then I have less targets for my Silent Magician. It worked okay as a 21 card deck. We have Cosmo Brain, which is a really good card, as everyone is starting to figure out. You special summon this by discarding a normal monster from your hand or sending a normal monster face up from your side of the field to the graveyard. And then you can tribute an effect monster to special summon a normal monster from your hand or deck. So my favorite play with this deck is to special summon Cosmo Brain, normal summon a Magician's Rod, get my back row destruction or monster removal, whichever one I need the most, and then tribute my Magician's Rod for Dark Magician, go into my other play, beat down, and try to go for game. That's why we're using beatdown. I'm not using Master of Magicians. I'm a little bored of using that skill with Dark Magician. I wanted to try something different, and because of how easily you can swarm the board because of Cosmo Brain, beatdown just made sense. Beatdown is going to help you get over Asherize and stuff like that. So you know, where the Dark Magician lacks, which is in attack points, it's only at 2500. Beatdown can definitely help it. That's pretty much it for the deck list. I mean, 3 Dark Magician, we have the 1 Treacherous Trap Hole. Extra deck is just bait, and I really like Jester because you want to keep having your Dark Magicians. You want to keep, you don't want to run out of Dark Magicians. So if you send one to the grave with Cosmo Brain, you can get it back with Legion. So if you've already drawn into all of your Dark Magician, Legion can still be a 1-for-1 even from the grave. So I like that about that. Obviously, having cards in hand is going to help your Silent Magician attack. Silent Magician is really good because there's a ton of Blue Eyes. Blue Eyes run a ton of spells. There's also vampires. So if you can put a Silent Magician out on board, that's already hard for them to deal with, because they're gonna, you're gonna be able to negate Silver Scry. You're gonna be able to negate Ancient Rules, and then once they get over it, they're gonna have to deal with Silent Magician level 8. So yeah, that's gonna be it for the deck list. Let's go ahead and show you some duels. No stream today because my Rockets are playing. Unfortunately, they are losing as of right now. It's halftime, so that's why I decided to record the video. We'll be back to stream tomorrow though, normal time. Here we're going up against Kaiba. We're going second, and I like going second. You get that extra card. For example, going first with the hand I had was literally unplayable. And I was very surprised to see a Treacherous right away from this Blue Eyes player. He's gonna get his Blue Eyes to the hand. I'm gonna get a Dark Magician, but my turn has to end. Unfortunately, I don't have anything else that I can do. I just have to hope that he doesn't OTK me. And unfortunately, we're gonna kind of, transition into a meta where it's like that. It's like, are you gonna get OTK'd for going first and not having a field? And that's something that Blue Eyes can definitely do very easily. I thought I had lost at this point. I'm gonna let the Blue Eyes animation rock. But inexplicably, my opponent decides that it's better to go into Asherize. I guess he didn't have enough to finish me off, so he decides to just go for Asherize. Not even in attack mode. He goes full defense. He's gonna search a Blue Eyes, and I believe that's where he ends his turn. I'm gonna get a really nice top deck, which is Legion, so now I can go into my Silent Magician. Look how thick she is. 3500 attack. We're gonna destroy that Asherize right away. We can negate his spell. There's really nothing my opponent could do at that point. They needed a Silver Scry. They needed multiple ways just to get rid of my Silent Magician, and they were gonna have to deal with the Silent Magician level 8 after that. So I just drew into my card, got to 4000. Easy game. That's what I like about this deck. You know, it comes to your opponent in different ways. Like you have the Silent Magician. Once they get rid of that, you have your Dark Magicians with, you know, your knives and your dark magic attack, and then if they get rid of that too, you have your Cosmo Brain, which is also gonna be pretty high on attack when you summon it. So I really enjoy playing this deck. Juju Beans gave me the initial idea, and then I had to tweak it a little bit. Here we're going up against Worms, which I was very surprised to see this in Legend. So he's gonna summon Worm King, which is kind of unfortunate. Destroy my Legion. I get my Dark Magician, which is nice because I can go into my favorite play, as I mentioned, Magician's Rod into a search, summon Cosmo Brain, get rid of the Magician's Rod for a Dark Magician, and now I can use all my spells. So we're gonna go for the back row removal first. Unfortunately, he's got the Windstorm, but with 2000 knives, I can destroy the Worm King and the Unknown face down. I wasn't worried about Worm Apocalypse. He, however, has another Worm King, which is very unfortunate. Destroys my Cosmo Brain, but thanks to beatdown, we're able to get over this Worm King. And at that point, I think my opponent was spent. He doesn't draw into anything from the looks of it. So I just slowly but surely finish him off. Throw in a Silent Magician there for good measure, just in case there's a spell in my way. Beatdown and nice and easy. It was a little refreshing to see a Worm deck. Definitely haven't seen that in a really long time. Makes me want to build another one. Next we got a Joywheeler. And I never really got to see what my opponent was playing. Unfortunately, he kind of bricked. And I say kind of because he still had, as you will see, a lot of back row to, you know, keep him alive. So we're gonna start with Magician's Rod. Go for the search. He's gonna activate Forbidden Chalice to keep me from getting a card, which kind of sucks, but at the same time he's gonna have to take 2000 to the face. Sets another card, and at this point I can go into my Legion, tribute for my Dark Magician, go for that sweet dark magic attack. Look at all the value. Destroyed 4 cards with just 1 dark magic attack, and then we go into the immediate scoop. Love it, man. Got a Yami Yugi next. And it was nice to use Crowler. Obviously, a lot of people are running Kaivas, are running Arcanas. So Crowler kind of takes them a little off guard. They don't know immediately what you're playing. Here, this player's playing very passively. So I'm just gonna get my searches off. I don't have a Dark Magician yet, so I can't go into my Cosmo Brain. But I do have Dark Magic Curtain if I need it. And there we see the Blue Eyes. I wasn't too afraid about getting OTK'd right here. He just summons the Blue Eyes, destroys my Magician's Rod. We pick up a Dark Magician so we can go into Cosmo Brain. And this is what I'm talking about. Legion is going to add the Dark Magician from the graveyard back to my hand so that I can summon my second Cosmo Brain. I could have added the one from the deck, but if I do that, then my Dark Magic Curtain is no longer active because you have to special summon this from the deck. So it's really nice that Legion gives you that option, whereas Blue Dragon Summoner forces you to grab from the deck. And at this point, I mean, I'm sitting pretty good. I have Dark Magic Attack, I have 1000 Knives, there's nothing in my way. We're gonna go for the Dark Magic Attack. He flips over Champion's Vigilance, which I was very surprised. But that's fine, I can still get rid of the Blue Eyes if I can't get rid of the back row. And I decided to just go ahead and overextend, summon this second Cosmo Brain, go for the beatdown, and my opponent had no answer for that. Even if he had a Silver Scry, I was going to be able to OTK through that with, you know, 2 3800 beaters and a 3400 attack monster. Pretty devastating for him. And for this last replay, we have the one and only Amazoness deck that is going away, and I could not be happier. I think Konami nailed it with this ban list, honestly. I'm really happy the way they hit Treacherous. It wasn't like immediately banned, but it's forcing a lot of decks to not play the card. Like Amazoness flat out cannot play the card anymore, and that's great because you had decks like Amazoness and For Hire that were already so good, and if they turn one Treacherous, then you were done. Now you won't have to worry about that, or not yet, but you know, eventually. So here I'm gonna go Legion into Silent Magician. After I see this Floodgate Trap Hole on the Legion, I felt pretty happy because that takes away the Treacherous Trap Hole threat. So there's not a single trap that seems threatening to me, and you will see why. We're gonna go double Cosmo Brain. We do not care. And this is what I meant, that there was no threatening trap. I go and attack with my Silent Magician because number one, that's going to force an onslaught if he has it, because he doesn't want my Silent Magician destroyed. Otherwise, I get a Silent Magician level 8. Widespread Ruins, you know, doesn't affect me. It's gonna destroy one of my monsters, yeah. But as soon as this suicides, I'm going to get another 3500 beater. Wall of Disruption was the other card. Still didn't matter because once my Silent Magician dies, I'm gonna get my Silent Magician level 8, and that is plenty of attack on the board to finish the game. It felt so good to do that to Amazoness. You know, for those Amazoness players, enjoy it because it's gonna be tough. Get a new deck. That's gonna be it for me. It was really refreshing to use Dark Magician again. It's one of those decks that I always like, but there's always a shortcoming with Dark Magician. You know, this time is the attack. It's still just 2500 beater. It's not great, especially now that Blue Eyes is running around. So with Beatdown and Cosmo Brain, it gave them a little bit of a better chance. And then Silent Magician is just too good not to use in a Spellcaster deck. That's gonna be it for me though. Thank you so much for watching. As always, like, comment, and subscribe if you want. Join my Discord if you haven't. The link will be down in the description. Along with my PayPal link if you guys want to support my channel, support my content. I really appreciate that. And till next time.